It's been a rough week, but there is hope. The Trump administration is exploring new ways to make trans people suffer, and ICE is trying to forcibly separate a gay couple in Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, groups like the National Center for Transgender Equality are putting together resources to fight back. We'll have the week's top LGBT news and actions you can take on Weekly Debrief. Thanks to everyone who pledges $1 or more a month on Patreon to make Weekly Debrief possible. Head over to patreon.com/mattbaum or click the link in the description. Let's start with the memo revealed this week showing that the administration is looking at ending any legal recognition for trans people. The proposal would lock everyone into one of two genders assigned to them at birth based on genitals. It would also eliminate protections for folks based on gender expression. For example, it would overrule laws that prevent employers from firing someone for not being feminine or masculine enough. This has nothing to do with how gender actually works. Although there's still a lot that we don't know about gender, experts generally agree that there are a lot of them, and they can't be determined simply by visual inspection at birth. The proposed rule change could happen before the end of the year, but when it does happen, there will be immediate lawsuits to challenge it. While the chances of success aren't assured, they're at least pretty good. But if those lawsuits fail and the proposal goes through, the results would be catastrophic, not just for trans people, but to anyone who doesn't conform to old-fashioned gender stereotypes. Also this week, the Justice Department argued before the Supreme Court that employers should be allowed to fire people for being trans. Also, the administration is working behind the scenes at the United Nations to dismantle international programs and protections for trans people. Again, there is no purpose to any of these efforts other than to cause suffering for queer people. Administration officials are also going after gay men. A Mexican citizen who is married to an American man was held in a cage for 10 months, only released this week after posting bond. Despite being married to an American, he could still be forcibly deported. Officials claim that it's because he re-entered the country after being deported once already in 2010. But in truth, what actually happened is that he was turned away at the border in 2010 before just trying again a few days later and succeeding. They want to consider that a previous deportation. This man has no problems with the law, he's employed, he's married, he poses no threat. So why is this administration going after him? We probably know why. With all the alarming news this week, it's hard to know how to help. My recommendation is to connect with the National Center for Transgender Equality. They had a meeting this week with White House officials to try to minimize the harm of these multiple proposed changes, and they'll keep fighting to protect queer people. You can find them at transequality.org. And as always, let me know about stories that need covering at Matt Baum on Twitter and in the YouTube comments. I hope you'll join me this coming week for a week-long live stream fundraiser for Seattle Children's Hospital. That's at bit.ly/extralifeseattle. And thanks to everyone who makes Weekly Debrief possible with a pledge on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/mattbaum or click the link in the description. And I'll debrief you next week.